can be prosecuted. There was no evidence. That's according to the spokesperson of the judiciary yesterday. I listened to him on a local radio station. And according to him, he said there is a top-notch person within this government that is behind this particular $100 million drugs burst in the country. And the person haven't been named yet in our country. So we want to know, if I was the interviewer of that guy yesterday, he could have told me who behind this particular job burst in our country. You said there's a top-notch person.
Let me tell you what happened. Let me tell you what happened. First of all, what triggered the case to court by the prosecution? What triggered the case to court? Evidence. Physical evidence, direct evidence, circumstantial evidence. There is not circumstantial evidence. There is not your hearsay or the evidence pointing to this, uncover that. You saw a container. Didn't you see a container with drugs in it? Were photographs not taken?
No, Darlington, what he said was that
except you telling me that the prosecution deliberately, consciously refused to take those evidence to court. Then I mean the government has no interest in prosecuting this case.
What is there, Darlington, was that?
Because I come in a breaker. If the government, who is the prosecution, don't even take the pictures of the container that they took, that they formed, then why are we even in court? Because I mean the containers of cocaine, of course, it constitutes the fruit of the crime. They will be packed somewhere, in custody until the trial is going on. There will be photographs. There will be substance extracted from the container and measured into evidence and markings of the court into the records of the court. So two things might happen here, Bweka. Apparently, the executive people knew that there will be a jury panel. When these jurors are there, they use people under the cover of darkness to go and bribe them so that they will not give them the verdict they want. Because mind you, when these kinds of criminal cases are going on, Bweka, the government hosts them. The jurors don't go back to their house. They stay on the grounds of the Capitol building. They live there. They are in panel for that period. And there are reports in the Liberian judiciary system where the judiciary only use a selected few of people. They keep recycling. In fact, in Liberia, being a juror is just like a full-time job, Bweka. That is not what the true intent of the law is. When people who are called to jury duty, those must be random people, not people who will be. Some people have been jurors in that place for more than 11, 12 years.
Yes.
The whole application through the Ministry of Justice that they use to recruit jurors is fraud. People bribe their way to be selected as jurors because the government paid them. So if you because the only people that can go and see those people, they are provided security by the Liberian National Police and the court, the bailiff and the court securities, right? Nobody go in there to go and talk with the juror until the trial is over. So how are these jurors being tampered with? Except people are top government officials are placing call in there, and it's Liberia, Bweka. It's Liberia.
Yeah. Darlington, so what the government is trying to do, most especially for the Ministry of Justice.
Let me tell you something. Musa Dean may not know exactly what is happening, but there are bigger honor here and honor power. Look, let me tell you something. The judge is not stupid. If somebody in the higher ups place the call to the judge, that is way more than the Minister of Justice. You know who the judge will listen to?
Darlington, when you say Musa Dean may not be in the know, how will Musa Dean be in the know when he says the drugs burst? Not a day Musa Dean attended court or he went at the court for the hearing of this case.
He is not. Listen, as much as he's the government chief lawyer, he's not the one prosecuting the case.
Yeah, but Darlington, he should be present at least 1 or 2 times to get more information on what's happening.
It doesn't change the fact, right? The government have prosecutors, right? The government prosecutors who work for the Ministry of Justice. They provide reports to the Solicitor General, who now informs the Minister of Justice. And so you're telling me that the Minister of Justice will be on all the different court cases in courtroom. Bweka, what happened here was... What happened here was... I mean, regardless of whether it's $200 million case, the Minister of Justice is not a position where you go to court and go and be saying and be listening into all these cases. If your presence in the courtroom, do you know that your presence in the courtroom could raise some ethical concern? That even the defendant, the defendant counsel could say, well, we see the executive interfering. They can ask the judge to ask the minister of justice to leave the courtroom. It happens, but I'm not saying that it cannot happen. It happens. If the defense counsel can make an argument to ask the government to say, why is the minister of justice here? It's unprecedented. Because lawyers in the court, they have been trying cases. We have been prosecuting cases. Why now this case, the minister of justice for some reason come? Are you coming here to intimidate the judge or something? So the judge should be impartial. He manages the courtroom. He manages the juror. He gave them the applicable rule. Except you're telling me there were two fundamental problems here with the case. The government prosecution deliberately refused. And I listen here to the Front Page Africa report you sent us. Some of the prosecutors are arguing that they don't have adequate time to prepare for trial. And the government giving these prosecutors overload in cases? Are they overloading their plates? Because for lawyers to go to court, they need time to do research. They need time to study the fact of the case. But if I'm a prosecutor, for example, and you're giving me way more case load than I can carry, there are huge chances that I will not even focus on researching the facts, preparing for trial, and you will go to trial, and in the litigation process, you'll be flogged. So two things happen here, Bweka. The government probably didn't present their evidence, and it was deliberate. And they probably know what they did with the jurors. The jurors probably might have gotten a hands-on handshake. Until we can change these things, why would jurors be like a full-time job in a bureau? Mama, there are some people in that country, Bweka, they have been to that Temple of Justice for more than 10 years. They tell they are jurors. How? In countries, when they say you call for jury duty, you don't even know. The court just read you the same to a mailing address. It must be a transparent process. That is why in the voir dire process, the government prosecution and the defense counsel can question the integrity of those jurors. How many cases have they tried before? It matters, Bweka. What is the understanding of case of such nature? Before jurors are selected, there's a process called the voir dire process. So how are they even asking these jurors? How